All right, folks, welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. I'm joined with Ron Oliver, the founder and CEO of IGF-1. I got to tell you, it's one of the best.
No, I'm the founder of Elite Dynamic Life.
Okay.
Rick Lencioni is the founder of 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Labs.
All right.
But I'm working with him.
Good to me. And I'm with the pound for pound, great Roy Jones.
Hey, thank you, brother.
You're in the house. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be interesting because, you know, I talk on this every now and then that there is a testosterone crisis, a health crisis, especially in America. I mean, everywhere you look, people are obese, people are out of shape, people aren't living as long. I think we all kind of experienced this in 2020. Right now, insurance premiums are spiking through the roof because they're being utilized because people are very, very sick. Roy, Ron, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, so let's get started first with Ron.
I mean, congratulations on a good boxing career too.
What's that?
Congratulations on a good boxing career too.
Oh man, you had a great boxing career. I don't even watch boxing anymore. I don't watch it anymore. It's too heartbreaking for me, man.
Right.
But Ron, let's get started on this, man. So there is a crisis, right? And I think Roy, myself being a former athlete, professional boxing, I had a pretty good boxing career. Roy had a stellar boxing career, and then it's over, and then it's quiet. You know, at least for me, it's very quiet. I do my podcast or whatever, but I still want to keep that edge. You know, I want to keep going. You know, at least escalate, and then fall off when the time is right. I don't want to decline, right? And it feels like, as you know, after 30, you start losing testosterone. I'm sure Roy felt it. You know, at a certain age, you just don't feel your best anymore. You're a couple steps slower, and then finally you retire. It's quiet, but you still want to keep that men's edge, right? You want to keep that man's edge, no pun intended. How do we do that, Ron?
Well, first thing we have to understand is the problem. You know, with 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Labs, that's the solution. Let me just tell you what's causing this, okay? Because if you go over the Eastern Bloc, and Roy can tell you this, he's been there numerous times, they don't have a huge problem with testosterone and over there. This is a massive problem in Western America, you know, part of the world. Canadians and Americans have the lowest testosterone in the world. So it's all caused by our modern day lifestyles, okay? So we have a lack of cellular energy, we have cellular toxicity, and we have massive malnutrition. So our bodies are not just getting what they need to produce natural levels of testosterone, growth hormone, IGF-1, IGF-2, or estrogen in women. Everybody's depleted. This is not what's supposed to be. This is what's happened to us because of our crazy modern lifestyle with all of this laziness and people on video games watching, they're on phones. They're not out working hard outdoors like they used to. Most people don't even work out, right? And they're eating the worst food in the world, which is an American candidate, right? So that's the problem. And so what's happening is people are degenerating more and more rapidly because they're drinking and eating garbage in, garbage out, right? So the solution is to first wake up that you have the problem. Canadians and Americans have the lowest testosterone on planet Earth in the history of mankind. Think about that. That's a fact. Anyone can look this up.
I mean, I would have to think it's the foods we're eating, the chemicals in the food. I mean, if you look up in
absolutely
the everywhere, I mean, we're being bombarded.
Microplastics, right? Heavy metals, all of these things, the amount of toxicity in a person's gut, even the hormone receptors. If I was to put a healthy man or a woman on an awesome diet, they would get great results. But a toxic human's not healthy. So they can go on a perfect diet tomorrow, and their hormone receptor sites aren't even going to uptake the hormones their body's capable of making with good food, right?
So let me make this point. And I'm sure Roy, I'm sure you've noticed this as well. I go to the gym now, right? I still go to the gym. I go do what I got to do, and I just look at the younger generations of men. Yep. And they're just not up to par with what used to be, man. Like back in the day, like I was watching an NBA game last night, and I'm like, these basketball players, I mean, I know they're in it for the money for the most part, but it's just like there's no high testosterone emotion in the game. It's just putting up points, hitting the, you know, making the shots. The testosterone-driven man, like what used to be the Michael Jordans, the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, it's not there anymore. I don't see that drive in men anymore, period, end of story. And even with the younger people, I go to the gym and I see these guys walk around. Yeah, they're all built and muscular, but they have a feminine energy about them. I don't know if Roy, are you noticing this too? I mean, you're old school as well as I am.
100%. And like I said, here's the problem. What we understand is they are doing this to us on purpose. Think about this. Back when you and I were in high school, or even elementary, middle, high school, whatever, if our dads were told that they had to wear a mask or they couldn't go to work, they wouldn't have a job. Because you're not going to tell them what to do. Why? Because they had testosterone. They were men. Now they're taking that out of us on purpose. Because if they take that out of us, we comply whatever they say. We become sheep or we become geldings. If they can make you a gelding can't do nothing. He gonna fight for nothing for what? He can't reproduce. Why he care?
You'll never voice your opinion on the government. You'll never stand up against the government. You'll just stick with your football, your NFL, your bread and circus.
Exactly. That's
100%.
And that's what happened. So with that being the case, nobody wants to admit that there's a crisis with us, and nobody wants to really promote the fact that, hey, you could be a strong, powerful, mentally tough man again. They try to kill that on every aspect. So with them trying to kill that, like I said, when I was in middle school or elementary school, we had 3 kids in school that had asthma. Now 2 out of my 3 kids at home got asthma.
Right.
What the hell? We supposed to be getting better, not worse. That shows you that's a perfect example right there of how health is declining in our country.
Yeah, and I also think it's these, right? They're giving people 70, 80 of these. I mean, it's insane. And then they're plus with the propaganda they're teaching at schools. I mean, they're purposely eliminating the male, the alpha male. That's the whole objective here, to take away competition. So we got to fight back against that. And that's why this type of product is perfect for my channel, because I pride myself on being an alpha male. I came from the old school of hard knocks boxing. The way I was raised, it was different. I'm sure Roy Jones knows the same thing. It's like men were different back then. And the testosterone levels were so much higher of men in the 20s and 30s, 40s, 1800s to now. Now I think the average male has like a 300, 400 testosterone score. What is it, Ron, exactly?
Yeah, the average 20-year-old today has the same level of testosterone as his grandpa.
What level is that?
What?
30 years ago.
What level is that?
I meet guys all the time. Their testosterone.
I think it's about a 300, Roy.
Yeah, it's like in between 200 and 400 is what I see all the time.
Yep.
So they're like half the man, maybe a third of the man they're supposed to be. They've been completely demasculized. They've been feminized. Like if you take a man you push a man in the corner, you push a David Rodriguez in the corner, a Roy Jones Jr. in the corner with high levels of testosterone, with your skills, oh my God, there's going to be a problem. People are going to be getting knocked out right away. But if we drop down your testosterone to 200, you're going to be hesitant to fight.
Yeah, you're gonna be. Can we hug it out?
Exactly.
You'll be hesitant to fight. It will take the fight out of you.
And then I've been noticing that, so that's why I'm bringing it up, because I see it everywhere, and I know it's not just me. I'm not imagining this, right? So
Not at all.
It's this emasculated feminine energy that I'm seeing in the younger generations that just should not be there, and very docile, very domesticated, sedentary. Everything now, as we come from the school, the old school. Everything now is AI, computer generated. Everyone's on their phone. I'm hearing that even lounges and clubs. Back in the day, you couldn't keep me out of the club, man. I was always out there. I was always chasing skirts, doing what I got to do. Now, lounges and clubs are closing down. 33% of them have closed down due to the fact that people just go in there, get on their phones, order one drink. Drinks are too expensive. I understand that still wouldn't have kept me out. But people aren't frequenting these places anymore, and they're dying off. This isn't normal, man. This is a huge alarm to me.
Yeah. Well, let's talk more about the solution, because I've been working in the health and fitness field for 35 years, okay? I've been mentored by doctors, biochemists, formulas of natural medicine. I am aware of exactly what's out there available to mankind. And I've been helping men with this problem for 30 years since I was taught how. But I can tell you it's been a very difficult process, because there's so much toxicity in the people today, and they're so undisciplined with nutrition. And for some people, they can't even get good food where they live. So when I came across 𝗦𝗠ics Labs and discovered what they had to offer me, and for my clients, I was ecstatic, because they've solved a massive problem. Because when you're unhealthy and you're trying to take good supplements, you swallow these capsules, or you make a smoothie, you put it in your smoothie. You have to deal with a toxic digestive tract and elimination system. So you're getting very poor absorption, right? But with 𝗦tronics Labs, they've put this incredible ingredient from the antler of the deer, which is the marrow of the deer antler, which is they call antler velvet. And it's loaded with growth factors, IGF-1, IGF-2, many other growth factors. It's loaded with amino acids, with minerals. It's got natural inflammatories, and there's even got nootropics in there. This is even helping brain function. And then they've extracted it from the tips of these deer. They don't hurt the deer. They just cut the tips off like a haircut. They suck it out immediately while it's still living, and then they freeze dry. They vacuum it out. They cold press it, then they freeze dry it. Then what happens is they put it into this bottle. Number one, man's edge, right here. This is the male bottle, you know, for men, man's edge. They put it in here in a liposome delivery system, and you put it right under your tongue, 98% absorption. And there's no drugs, no steroids. It's been third-party tested. Yeah. This is the man's product, the male's product. We have one for the ladies too.
What do you suggest for people like me who I've used testosterone, steroids, stuff like that, and I got off it and I just crashed, right? Like it was.
Of course you did.
And then they're like, all right, we'll get on hormone replacement therapy. And I'm like, okay. I get on that. I still don't feel the same. Now I'm off. I will say I'm off everything. I'm only using your product with the IGF-1. And I feel like I still got some oomph in my step. I still feel pretty good. But, you know, I keep flirting or romanticizing with, should I go back to the hormone replacement therapy?
You don't need it. You don't need it. I'm telling you. I'm 58. I don't have a problem with low testosterone. I had decent testosterone when I found 𝗦tronics Labs, but it just went through the roof.
Yeah, but did you use steroids like I did? I took a whole bunch of shit. No.
But I got guys that extremely abuse steroids, and this is bringing them back after we're talking over 2 decades of abuse. With their systems totally shut down, can't even get an erection, nothing. And this is pulling them right back out the hole. So it's just really a matter of how big, how old are you, how depleted are you? That's going to determine the dose. So we can talk about that privately, you and I. I'll tell you exactly what you need for your size. I know you're a big boy. You're like 6'5", 250, 260, aren't you?
Yeah, 260, 6'5", 265.
You know, so you're a big boy. So based on your size and how low you depleted yourself and how long you were on steroids and your activity level, I can help you figure out the dose you're going to need.
Let's make that happen.
And I'm telling you right now, bro, it's going to blow your mind. And then in addition, we have the IGF-1, which most people don't understand. IGF-1, it's what the body makes out of growth hormone in the liver. So your pituitary makes growth hormone. It gets converted and delivered into IGF-1. This is 10 times more powerful, IGF-1, than growth hormone itself for growing bones and tissues. People don't understand.
It's better than the synthetic.
Way better, because there's no side effects.
Because it's natural.
Like, you know,
and I can promise you, you can't OD. Ron drinks about a bottle a day, so it ain't no OD.
So Roy, what's your schedule like these days? Like, what are you doing with, you know, your boxing? I mean, I'm sure obviously you're not doing what you used to do, but no. How are you keeping up? How are you feeling on these products?
Yeah, my everyday life is I go out to train my guys every single day except Sunday. They got a fight to train on Saturday too. Sunday is the only day I give them off. So every day I'm active, and being active, I'm a coach that I teach by example. I go out to show, display what I'm trying to tell them, so that they can understand that some guys just can't understand like that by telling. So you have to give them an example. You have to show them, make them stand behind you sometimes, and go through it a few times with them, or go through the whole round with them. So I always have to do things like that, right? Well, for a long time, I would find myself, I was doing it, but I didn't want to get in the ring. I would never hardly shadow box. I didn't want to do nothing. I just was sitting in the gym, give instructions, fuss more because I can't get up or didn't feel like getting up and doing it. So it made me fuss more than I normally would fuss, right? After I got this product, I started finding myself walking through the house, shadow boxing, getting back in the ring, putting my gym boxing shoes on, showing them, moving around with them, just showing them what I'm trying to teach them. And it's having a much more of an effect on even them, because now they get to understand it through my eyes, through watching me, through seeing what I'm thinking while I'm shadowboxing. So I get to teach them now how to properly shadowbox. Before I wasn't teaching because I didn't have the energy to do it. I had a,
Are you in the gym every day? You're with them every day?
With my guys almost 6 days a week at least. And tell you this, at the end of my career, like when I fought even 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗶 second time, I had to go on the replacement therapy because my testosterone was so low. Matter of fact, I went to a doctor one time about 8-10 years ago, and this guy told me he couldn't believe that I was still walking around. And this is when I was working out every day. He said,
"This is when you were younger."
Yes, this is when I was working out every day. He said, "I can't believe you even walking around with the amount of testosterone you have. Your testosterone is so low, it's ridiculous." He said, "I don't know how you getting up every day. How you getting out of bed every day?" And I was still doing what I was doing because mentally I was just locked in like that. You feel me? But he told me then, he said he couldn't believe that my testosterone was that low. So for me to find a product finally, and it's been at least 10 years ago, to find a product that's natural and can bring it back, it's out of this world. I haven't taken it probably to the doses that I should, but I do feel better already. If I take it like I probably should, I probably really get, but then I want to fight again. So that's why that's why I kind of take it easy and don't go the wrong route, because the animal's still down in here. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's why it's still down in here. So I don't want to make myself feel too good, because then I'm gonna be looking for somebody to jump on.
Yeah, you gotta
don't worry, fans. I'm working on him every day. Soon I'm gonna get him to that dose, so we just might see him there.
Oh no, I don't want to see Roy back in the ring. I like.
I don't want to be in there. Yeah.
His legacy's good, man. I think he's done an amazing job for boxing.
Thank you, brother.
So you also that's I just stay away from the sport completely, just me personally, because emotionally it does a lot to me. Right. But I've noticed for me, like going to the gym, and I feel more of like an emotional lift. Like I feel good going to the gym. And usually the worst part about going to the gym is going to the gym for me. I hate going there. But on this product, I've been feeling more like, all right, I'm cool, man. Like I feel uplifted. And emotionally, that's what I've been. That's the biggest thing of this product, Ron, is I feel like an emotional pep in my step.
Yep. I feel.
What kind of a dose are you taking, Nino?
I'm taking it just 3 times a day under my tongue on the
how big a dose?
One, the IGF 300,000. I'm doing the men's edge twice a day, like in the morning, and then maybe
how many droppers are you?
A total dropper. That's it.
One dropper?
Yeah, no, 3 times a day. One dropper 3 times a day.
One dropper 3 times a day.
Yeah, but I know you told me I should be doing a lot more than that.
Yeah,
but
you got to crank it way up.
Wow. Okay. Well, I don't
not even like that would be great if you were about 80 pounds.
Me personally, I'm good out of the ring. I like being calm. I don't want to have road rage or anything. I just want to be cool.
You feel me? That's what I'm trying to control that myself. You know what I mean? But that's the hard part.
I don't want road rage. I don't want any weird.
This is not like steroids.
Cool, bro.
I've experimented for almost 5.5, almost 6 months now with high doses, low doses. Been there, done that. That's my job. I got to test everything. So when I talk to any type of client, I know exactly personally what it's doing, not just interviewing the owner or the formulator or the doctors that are with Nutronics Labs. I have to know personally. So I've been on high doses. Didn't make me aggressive at all. All I experienced was more drive in the gym, way faster recovery, and definitely more drive with the wife. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it works. Like, wow. Thank God I'm married to a young woman.
So let me
it's just a matter of you getting on the right dose.
So the IGF-1, I have a lot of friends that have actually asked me about this product already that have taken. They tell me, Dave, they're scared to get off the human growth hormone, right? A lot of people are on this 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗃 and some other products that
I know
they feel like that's just the best you could be. Nothing's better than synthetic. But they still
don't understand.
Right. They still deep down want to get off and go natural, right? So can you explain to me, if I was talking to my friends, like how this is better?
Number one.
Well,
hold on. Go ahead, Roy.
And I'm not as up on this here, so I'm gonna give you mine first. I'm gonna let him go. But number one, it's all natural. You can't OD. It's not gonna cause you no side effects because it's natural. It's God given. You understand me? That's the first, main, and most important thing about it. I love things that are natural. I'm a big believer in nature. Like my Bible is nature. I don't listen to what people tell me, what people teach me. I go by what I can see that God did already. You understand me? God made it light outside. No man can go out there and make it dark. You understand me? So if it's natural or it deals with nature, I'm all the way in. This product is natural. No side effects, nowhere down the line, no nothing, because it's all natural. That's the biggest thing for me. But go ahead, Ron. You can tell me everything else.
Look, I'm on the man's edge, okay, right now. I'm on the 600,000 IGF-1.
600,000.
600,000. And wait, there's more. I'm on the 300,000 with Long Jack. I'm doing this. Hey, I'm just going to say it. This is, I'm with a couple of real men, right? This is the ultimate stack for your sack, gentlemen. And
The stack
if you're a man and you're listening to me right now, here's the question I have for you. Do you want to take some synthetic man-made nonsense that will pump you up? Yeah, it'll work. You'll get results. Do you really want to put something in your body that was made in a lab by man that's not even natural? Or do you want to help your own body make the testosterone and all these things that it's supposed to have so you can become a mighty man again?
You know, this is not just for older men, because what we were just talking about, the generations now, the young guys need to be on this stuff, because they're low.
Like you said, so many athletes get on HGH, and I've heard about that for years. So many guys get on HGH. What they don't realize is, like you said, the pituitary gland produces HGH. The HGH goes to the liver and turns into IGF-1. Well, he's giving you direct IGF-1. Your body ain't got to go through making it now. You understand me? So it's like, and it's natural. So how could it not be better?
Right. That makes the most sense to me. And I think the young kids would benefit from this as well. And plus,
100%.
What's scary about growth hormone, man, is that you see these guys, they don't live long on that stuff, man. And their organs are, they start looking all weird.
Look at the head on these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, they look abnormal. They're gargantuan, but they look disproportioned.
Mm-hmm.
God didn't make us to take synthetic things. He made us to take organic things.
Yeah, and they don't even know that sometimes their organs are swelling or getting crazy because you can't see it. And that's why so many of them have a heart attack. They can't see their heart, and they can't tell no difference until bam, it happens. So it's like, it's human growth hormone, but it's synthetic. So what is it? What else is it going to make grow?
Right. Yeah.
Who knows?
One thing it doesn't make grow is their testicles.
Of course. We know that for sure.
It makes them shrink.
So, but both men and women benefit from this. I mean, women can use the IGF.
This woman's formula, I got my wife on it. I got several of my female clients on it. They just fell in love with it in a few days. They won't live without it. It's amazing. It was designed specifically for women. It's working incredible for them. It's got all the things they need to start feeling like a woman again. The Man's Ed was formulated just for men. It's phenomenal. I challenge any man out there to go on this product, this stack for their sack, take the right dose for at least 90 days and tell me if they don't feel like a beast.
You know what? I've been feeling really good, but I'm gonna up my dose, Ron, and I want to get on a call with you, like a person.
You got to, bro. I'm telling you right now.
You've got to me a couple of times. I've been busy as hell, but
I know.
What about with like handling stress? I mean, I'm pretty open with my stress to my audience.
Look,
my parents
they have a sleep product that is absolutely amazing. It'll put you to sleep if you can't sleep because you're stressed out, right? That's the biggest problem. People can't sleep. If you're not sleeping, you're not recovering from your work, from your stress, from your training, right? So the sleep product's all natural as well. And I've never had a problem really with sleeping. I can sleep pretty easy because I work so hard. I'm a busy guy. I'm always giving her. I'm always grinding, you know. But since we had the baby, my wife and I just had a baby, 6.5 months old. And that little guy's up every 2 hours wanting the boob, and he's changing diapers. And so he's messing up my sleep.
You're how old?
I'm 58, brother.
Damn!
You heard me?
I'm 58 going on 24, okay?
Hey, you heard me? And I'm talking about, if that ain't proof in itself, I mean, how much more would you need to see?
Hey, if you come up to Canada and you wrestle with me, you'll be shocked.
I don't wrestle, I fight.
I ain't gonna box you because I'm not stupid. But hey, I'm stronger than I look. You know,
I know.
You don't have to get old.
Incredible for your age, man.
You don't have to get old, guys. And part of aging is being deficient in hormones. Think about how important hormones are. When Roy Jones Jr. and David Rodriguez were 10 years old, they didn't have to do chin-ups, squats, burpees, bench press to grow muscle. How did it all grow? How did your bones grow? Hormones. So when they messed up the hormones of men and women in North America, they got women up and down with their emotions because they got PMS or they got menopause. That's not fake. That's real.
And then that feeds into the pharmaceutical companies right there.
They're suffering. They're up and down. It's messing up the whole home life, you know, happy wife, happy life. Then the guy's got low testosterone, you know. It's a catastrophe.
Happy wife.
You know, so what would a man rather be, you know, naturally strong and fit and maintain it for the rest of his life, or rely on some fake, you know, I won't even do these fake peptides.
Well, an important point to make here too is that also hormones, lack of hormones is the cause, a number one cause is for depression, man, and anxiety
100%.
and being completely off balance. And that's the biggest, that's what's plaguing everybody right now. They're eating terrible foods. They're depressed. They don't have, their testosterone's low. So
absolutely.
Remember I just told you, I said, like, for me, I noticed an emotional lift, a pep in my step. So that's the main thing that we can drive home for me is I'm very sensitive to everything. I've dealt with depression my whole life, and this has actually helped me feel a little more uplifted. So this could help a lot of guys out there
tremendously.
It's
a scientifically proven fact. If you have low testosterone, you're going to have low lean muscle. You're going to lose muscle mass. You're going to have low bone density. You're going to have depression. You're going to have an 88% increase in mortality. You're going to have high risk of heart disease, diabetes. It's a nightmare for a man. You don't want to be suffering from that. If you take the drugs they're recommending, the TRT and all that, they make it sound nice, testosterone replacement therapy. That ain't therapy. Go read the side effects. This is something natural you can take for the rest of your life, no damage to your body, and you're going to stay young and you're going to get strong. You're going to get your libido back, get that edge back so you feel like a man again.
And that's the whole point, to make you feel like a man again. So I'm telling y'all this, and you can type in my code and you can get a discount. The code Roy Jones Jr. or type in Roy and you get a discount. But at the same time, what I love about the product most is that if you're not satisfied, you got a 90-day money back guarantee. So
the code is Roy Jones Jr. That's the code for everyone out there?
Yes. Right? Yep, that's the code. And the beautiful thing about it is they got a crazy deal on right now. You can buy the man's edge or the woman's formula, right? Either one. And you get a free bottle of the 300,000 nanograms of IGF-1. It's a crazy deal. I don't know how anyone would not want to jump on that deal.
This is obviously the route to go. This is the solution right here. And we're living in some crazy backwards times where, you know, men are more feminine than I've ever seen in my life. And it's just not natural. So now this is the solution. This is how we fight back. I would imagine a man at any age can be on this. What's the youngest or minimum age someone should be on this?
Well, you know what? That's a great question. They have products for literally everyone. Because if you do the research, people, if you go out there who's listening to us right now, do the research. Look at the deficiency symptoms of low in IGF-1 alone. It's a nightmare. Do the research on being low in estrogen if you're a woman. Do the research on being low in testosterone if you're a man. It's bad. The list of symptoms, deficiency symptoms of being low in IGF-1 affects children's development, growth. It's a terrible thing. So they go all the way from 25,000 nanograms all the way up to 600,000. And just now, just in the last couple of weeks, I was told by the owner, Rick Lentini, who's a good friend of mine, I love this man, that he's coming out with 1 million nanograms. So I'm like, it's like Christmas right now. I can't wait. 1 million nanograms. Why do you think I'm doing the 300 and the 600,000? Because I'm going, okay, 900 million nanograms.
So you can't overdose
900,000 nanograms.
I tell you, Ron has tried. Ron has tried repeatedly to OD. He can't. I can promise you that. So it's no problem. You don't have to worry about overdosing. He's tried everything. But I also want to say that he has a doctor on board that you can call that doctor and ask him about the age, because I don't think there's no age that's a problem because it's natural. But it would be good to ask the doc.
Absolutely.
So he give you a better idea of it. But a natural product is not going to bother you because it's natural.
Let me ask you this concerning Roy and myself. You know, we've taken a lot of hits to the head in our life, and how does this help the brain? Or
that is a great question.
You know, like really, like CTE. I have friends that played for the NFL, and they're very messed up over that.
I got friends that boxed and they messed up over that.
So, well, I mean, Roy, I mean, do you remember, like, at least I remember, I've had sparring partners that didn't take as many hits to the head as I did, that were completely punch drunk, and their motor skills were shot by the time, I mean, they didn't even start their career.
And they actually did take more punches than you. They just took them in sparring. Nobody saw them take them.
Right.
The problem is, and that's the other problem with guys sparring with guys bigger than them. That's the impact on your brain is still the same brain taking the same impact. That's why I'm not big on big little guys spar with big guys for so long, because the longer you do it, the worse it's going to be on your brain. But go ahead, Ron. Tell them what's the impact.
Yeah, see, IGF-1 is phenomenal for helping growth of muscles, healing of muscles, the growth of bones, healing of bones, even nerves. IGF-2 is phenomenal for brain function and healing. I can tell you this, all the guys I have on it, and you know I have a lot of friends that have done martial arts, boxing, and their brain, you know, is not good shape, right? And you know, the first one I worked with was severe brain damage from boxing was Owen Beck. We all know Owen Beck. And when he came to my home years ago, 3 years ago, just 3 years ago at Christmas time, I couldn't understand a thing he was saying to me. And it wasn't his Jamaican accent. He was slurring his words. My own son thought he was drunk. I said, he is drunk, son, but he didn't drink alcohol. You don't drink alcohol. And my son was confused. I said, he's punch drunk. It's very sad. He has brain damage. He can't communicate to us what he's trying to say. And I've watched that completely turn around for him. And since he's been on these products,
I talked to him on the phone the other day, like not too long ago, and I actually could make out what he was saying.
I know.
I couldn't. So that's
a completely different guy.
That's proof right there of what Ron can do.
Yep, that is. Well, gentlemen, I won't keep you much longer. I appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience?
I just wanted to say this, you know, number one, I don't trust companies. I don't trust advertisements. I don't trust even a lot of the science because it's fake and it's paid for by someone we don't trust, right? And I've had a very difficult time finding good products in my 35-year career. And until I get to meet the owner and the formulator and the medical doctors there, and they show me the science, and I get to interview the person myself, I just don't trust the company. And I was able to do all that with 𝗬𝗏 Labs. I've gotten to know the owner. I know Dr. Fong very well. I know the people that run this company. This is a veteran-owned company. This company actually cares about you. They're not just about money like most companies. Most companies, they put profit first, products number two, people are the last on the list. These guys are all about people. Their clients, their customers are number one. They've made these formulas to have a tremendous impact, long-lasting impact on the people. And that's why I got involved. I mean, I volunteered after I experienced the stuff for a month. I phoned up Rick. I said, Rick, I love your products. They're freaking second to none. They're the most powerful, most potent, most bioavailable supplements of their kind. And they're anti-aging. I'm all in. I want to help you promote this product because I'm so passionate about it. Got all my boys on it. Everybody loves it. Roy loves it. I want to help you promote this. So I started volunteering to go on podcasts for him because I just wanted to be part of the mission. Help. Man, we're trying to save America 2 balls at a time, Nino.
Yep. And for me, man, I just want to say, I just want to tell people that, you know, I got to tell you the truth about it. I love Rick and Rick's story. Rick told me a story of how he got the whole thing that blew my mind. You understand me? Completely blew my mind. So the way he came into this was God sent, because he was
absolutely
to help his people, and God sent him something to help get his people in a better position than what they were. That being said, I'm asinine about teaching boxing. When I teach boxing, I want it done the way I want it done, or else I'm going to put you out my gym, because I'm very, very asinine about trying to give you what I was given when I came to boxing. Ron is like that about health. You understand me? Ron is very asinine when it comes to health, fitness and health. Ron don't play no games about it. When I found a product, not only that, because I met Rick after this, when I found a product that made Ron say it's the best he ever felt, and Ron is the health freak of nature that I've never met before in my life, and it convinced him, I had to go try it. But when I heard Rick's story, I felt even more confident about what I was doing. So that's how I got to it.
All right, folks. So it wouldn't be a proper segment if I didn't ask Roy just a couple boxing questions. I got to do it, Roy. Well, I got you here, man. I got to do it. So, so they'll take some clips out of this and put it on YouTube or whatever. But let me get your thoughts on a couple things, because I'm not gonna lie, I do watch every now and then a Canelo fight or whatever. We got Ryan Garcia coming up against Barrios, right? What's your thoughts on that fight? And this first, I got two questions for you. First of all, what do you think about Ryan Garcia and the fight coming up with Ryan Garcia against Barrios?
I think Ryan Garcia is going to have a very tough time against Barrios unless he can hurt him. Now, if he can hurt him, knock him out, then Ryan will be cool. If Ryan don't hurt Barrios early, he's going to have a hard time because Barrios is a very game guy who does not mind getting hit to get what he wants. You understand me? And we've seen what happens sometimes when Ryan gets hit the way he don't like it, he don't really fight the same. So I like Ryan as a fighter. I wish he would have developed his right hand because he has a hell of a left hook, but the right hand is a little suspect at times. I was one of the guys who told people that Rolly was going to be way more than what they thought he was going to be against Ryan because Rolly can punch. First time Ryan felt Rolly's power, it sent Ryan back to his old days of not feeling good when he get hit, and he just took off.
So horrible.
Exactly. So I think that fight's going to be a very tough fight for him. However, if he can hurt Barrios, he'll beat him.
Yeah, and I guess it depends what Ryan shows up, right? And then how, when I was watching Barrios, I was like, wow, he's very sound. He's very complete. He keeps his hands high, which can be great against Ryan Garcia's left hook, right? If you just watch it. And that's really all that I can see Ryan's bringing to the fight, but he does have flashes of brilliance. All right, next question. Jake Paul, man. Jake Paul experiment is what I call it. I don't know if he's in a boxing. I don't know if you can box again with metal in your jaw. I don't know how that works, but I don't think so, right? But what's your thoughts on the whole Jake Paul experiment? What happened? I mean, what's your view on that?
Listen, man, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna say it one time. Jake Paul was great for boxing. Wasn't great as a boxer, but he's great for boxing because what he just did was he showed the everyday kid now how to go out, get social media, create a name for yourself, and you don't need no promoter. You don't need nothing. You can go out because of social media now. You can go out and do everything yourself. And if you really are a boxer, you can make a career for yourself by becoming big on social media. Now you got to figure out what's your way, what's your niche, what's going to bang for you on social media. But if you can go out and create a big social media presence, you don't need nobody. That's what I got the most out of the Jake Paul situation. For us as boxing, I give him credit because he did come in and get a lot better. But the things that he did, the way that he did it, that was a little crazy. I wouldn't go from fighting Tank Davis to fighting Anthony Joshua. That's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That kind of makes it not look so good, you know. So,
all right, last question. You just reminded me of it. I got you here, dude. I got to do it. So, last question. Dana White threatening to come in, make the TKO bill, right? Make the socialized boxing. De La Hoya looks to me like he's going down with a ship. He wants to, make the best fights. He wants to make Benavidez, Canelo. He's trying his best to do all these big fights. But Dana White looks like he's going to come in with the sheiks and create his own belt and socialize boxing. Dana White, good for the sport, bad for the sport?
Horrible for boxing. Great guy for MMA. Horrible for boxing. And I'm like Oscar, I'm going to go down with the ship as well because you cannot come into boxing where the guys from the UFC have come to boxing and made more money in one fight than they made their whole UFC career. So now you're going to tell me you're going to bring the UFC protocol to boxing? Now what boxer's going to go to make the money that the UFC guys got coming to boxing?
And he's trying to get rid of the Muhammad Ali Act.
That's my point. Why did they make the Muhammad Ali Act? To stop promoters from stealing from boxers. And now y'all gonna go say, oh, because Dan White, he can go buy it? No, bro. That's not gonna happen on my clock either. I promise you, I'm going down with the ship as well. So Oscar's on the right trail. Oscar on the right trail, and so am I. I just been quiet about the way I've been trying to do it. But I do have a situation in play right now because for me, that's not wrong. That's not right. Why would you want to go from being able to earn $300 million to now you can only earn $1.52 million
or 50,000,
something. You feel me? Why would you want somebody to put a ceiling
and talk about robbing the sport of its culture, its depth, WBC, WBA. I mean, it would just completely ruin boxing. So
kill boxing. That's gonna kill boxing. That's gonna completely kill boxing.
All right, I got what I wanted. I got the highlights. Ron, thank you. I'm going to put up.
Let me close with this, guys. Ladies and gentlemen out there listening live or the recording, go to neutronicslabs.com. Here's the website. Put in the code Roy Jones Jr. Try the man's edge. If you're a man, you'll get a free ball of 300,000. And if you're a lady, get the woman's formula. Again, here's the woman's formula. Here's the male formula. They'll give you a free ball of the 300,000, right? Myself and Roy personally take. And if you guys are really into it, like myself, like Roy, you guys that train or work really hard, get yourself a bottle of the 600,000. And when you use the code Roy Jones Jr., you're going to get 10% off. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you go on the auto ship, which you can cancel at any time, you're going to get additional 50% off. So your first order, you can save 60%. And again, like Roy said, you can use the product all month. And if you don't love it, you can get all your money back. So there's no risk to you. The only way you can lose is if you don't buy it and try it.
Beautiful. All right, fellas, stay with me just one moment. I'm going to end it right here. Thank you so much for joining me on Nino'sCorner.tv. Stay with me just for a second, gentlemen.